Great Monday morning, you all. How are you all doing? Happy Monday. This is your girl, Shan. I hope and pray that you all had a restful, relaxing weekend. I know a lot of you all was probably watching the Super Bowl on yesterday. I hope your team won. For those of you who were watching, because that's a big thing here in the United States, Super Bowl Sunday. But I'm going to go ahead and start with some church announcements before I get into the topic on this morning. We are going to have tonight. So for those of you who are entrepreneurs, whether you are married, whether you are single, listen, we have been waiting patiently for God to orchestrate this time for us to be able to have our guests on tonight and who we are going to have on. This couple, when I think about literally the word power couple, I know a lot of people say that when it comes to myself and my husband. That is what I think when it comes to this couple. This is a couple who, oh my God, they don't say one thing and not do it. They encourage, they uplift, and all of the things. You know, I don't think that they walk in, what is that called? When somebody's doing something, they're saying one thing they do. I don't think that they walk as hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? We have been watching them in our community for some years. And when I say they are a beautiful couple to model after, when I say they are a couple after God's own heart, we're going to have them tonight on our show, Mr. Roderick and Mrs. Latrice Jones. They are the owners of Exquisite and Elegant Designs. Okay. So our topic tonight is love and marriage. Our keyword for the month, our series is love, but love and marriage. So they're going to be on tonight with us at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRG and 98.5 FM, The Rock. For those of you outside of our listen area and you want to watch tonight's show, go to Marriage Mondays with the Kings YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe so that way you won't miss it. Because we get a lot of, oh man, I missed the show. Is it a way for us to go back and watch it? I know you can listen to it on radio, but sometimes, you know, it seems like y'all record. Go to our YouTube. Okay, and then that is the easiest way to stay connected with the latest shows that God allow us to bring forth. So again, tonight is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you are an entrepreneur, whether you're single or married, you do not want to miss this show because we're going to be asking all the questions like, how do y'all do it? And for those of you in the Central Texas area to know this couple, y'all know what we're talking about. So we're going to have them on tonight. What I wanted to speak about briefly on this morning, first of all, I want to be honest with y'all, baby. I was not about to be on this morning, okay? Because I was like, I am tired. You know, I'm going to listen to my body. I am tired. As soon as I was about to go on and post and say that I was not going to be on, see y'all in 2 weeks, because y'all know President's Day is next week, so we are off. As soon as I was about to post, our security camera went off, and I seen my husband setting up where I come and do my live. So I was like, oh, let me go ahead and push through or whatever. But someone I know may need this. So what I want to talk about on this morning is stop losing yourself in your relationships. Stop losing. Do not lose yourself in your relationships. Now, this is if you are single, married, I don't care where you are. This can apply to everyone. I even had to think about it within myself, and that's something that I do often. And anybody that is in ministry, they will tell you this. God will deal with them first before God allowed them to minister a word or to go forth and share a word with people. You know what I'm saying? And for those, in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, that God is not dealing with you first before you go forth and you quote unquote minister a word, I want to sit down and check yourself, because this is something that I know God do quite often with myself. And then again, I don't want to come off as a hypocrite. So do not lose yourselves in your relationship. One of the things, and I want y'all to think about this as I speak about this on this morning. When someone comes up to you and they ask you, hey, who are you? What do you generally respond? When someone says, hey, who are you? You know, my question in that is, do you really know who you are? Okay? Because what we tend to do as individuals is we don't realize how often we lose ourselves in the various relationships that we have. We try to be the end all be all for everybody that's around us. We try to paint a picture of perfection when nobody on this earth is perfect. You see what I'm saying? Just so people can look up to us and our accomplishments and the things that we have done. Now, I am by no means trying to diminish anyone's accomplishments, but I want you to think on this morning. Are you guilty of losing yourselves in the relationships that you have with others? Are you guilty of it? So, individual come up to you and they say, who are you? Or what do you do? Or whatever the case may be. The first thing that we tend to do is we run down our accomplishments. We lose ourselves in what our titles are. Okay? Somebody didn't catch that because it's too early in the morning. We often lose ourselves in what our titles are. And so when someone comes up to us and they want to get to know us, who or what we will share with them is what our titles are. Oh, I'm a supervisor. Oh, I'm pastor so-and-so of this church. Oh, I'm a business owner of such and such. I'm a supervisor at this hospital. Oh, I'm a soldier in, the United States Army. Whatever the case may be. But the question is that I want to ask on this morning for you to examine yourself is, who are you truly? Because what I find, or what I found within myself, is when Shan didn't know who she was, I was trying to be everything for everybody. Here I am as an evangelist down at the church. I'm working the altar, whatever the case may be. And then people say, oh my God, she's a powerful woman of God. Thank you for the compliment. But who am I? Who am I? What did God create for me to be? What is my purpose for me walking on this earth? Those are the questions that I'm trying to get you to examine yourself on this morning. Not your titles. I mean, that's cool. Okay, your accolades, you make congratulations. Give yourself a pat on the back. That's what they used to tell us in elementary school. But when we are always connected with the various titles that we have, oh, I'm a mom, I'm a single mom, or I'm a single dad, or, I'm a wife, I'm a husband. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's what you do. You see what I'm saying? And we're not trying to diminish it. But who are you? Who did God create for you to be? It is very important. I don't care what your age is. And if you don't know who you are, speak this into your children, that we as individuals need to know who we are in our God-given purpose. Because when we don't have a solid foundation to stand on. So we'll end up being everything else that everybody else wants us to be. I was thinking about in my marriage. My husband liked long hair. I think I shared this with y'all some time back. He liked long hair. And so me as his wife, I'm trying to do everything I can to have the appearance of long hair. Okay? Getting it dyed, laid to the side. Some of y'all ladies know about that. Straightened, permed. Oh, on the job, they say that we need to look kept. So here I am trying to have my hair straightened so I could look like the status quo and all these different things. But at the end of the day, guess what? Can I be real with y'all? I was losing myself in my titles for who I was for everybody else. Okay? I don't even like long hair. If anything, baby, I will rock a short pixie cut and be okay with it. You hear me? But long hair is too hot for that in the state of Texas. I grew up in Oklahoma. It was hot. You see what I'm saying? So we find ourselves, although I want to please my husband and I wanted to make him happy and I wanted to have the long hair for him, not for me, but for him, I was losing myself. I didn't know who I was, and I was trying to please him. On the job, I was doing the same doggone thing. And them people was treating me like crap. Let's just be honest. Because I was trying to be the end all be all, the superb employee for what? I wasn't gaining nothing in it. But when you walk in God's purpose, when you walk in who you are, one of the things now, if you say I'm messy and petty, that's just the core of who I am. Okay, let us pray for you. You know what I'm saying? But what I've learned is when individuals don't know who they are and why God placed them on this earth, especially those who are bitter, negative, divisive, every word that proceeded out of your mouth is going to be negative. Every word, I will say that again, that proceed out of your mouth is going to be negative if the core of who you are is messy and petty. Okay? I do not believe that God made a mistake and created somebody to be messy and petty. So that's for the messy and petty individuals. But for those of you, who are you really? Because when you get to the core of who you are, you're not, I'm going to say it like this, and this is going to hurt some people. You're not selling yourself out for the approval of others. Let me say that again. You are not selling yourself out for the approval of others. Those who encamp themselves around you in your circle of support are individuals who love you for who God created you to be. They are not out here trying to change you. And it's funny how we as a people are so quick to put our mouth on somebody else. We're trying to change somebody else, but we're not willing to change ourselves. And that, again, goes back to you not knowing who the core of who you are. Because if you knew what God created you to be, you wouldn't be trying to put your mouth on somebody and change somebody else. You'd be praying for them. You'd be showing godly love, because that's what the word of God says. We're supposed to show love, especially those who call themselves Christians. Okay? So yes, all these labels to impress the world and titles, if you will, that's cute. That's cute. But is that really who God called you to be? Is that really your God-given purpose? Because what we do is we'll get mad at everybody that we're in relationship with, our husband or our wife, because they trying to control me and make me be something that I'm not, but you allowing it. The bosses on the job, you allow them to talk down to you like you ignorant, like you crazy, like you less than, like you dirt, and you just suck it up and say, well, I gotta be respectful. No. When you know who you are in God, come on, somebody feel what I'm talking about on this morning. When you know who you are in God, you set healthy boundaries, and you are able to teach people how to treat you. Okay? I don't care how bad they coming at you. Co-worker, for example, I'll be giving, okay, sis. Yeah, you might want to calm it down, sweetie. You might want to calm it down. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me like that, because I don't like that. Right now, you triggering me. And we don't want to go there, because I don't want to end up in jail. So go settle your spirit somewhere and sit down so I can go pray and calm down. Okay? Or it might be some situations up in here. You teach people how to treat you when you are walking in who God created for you to be. And for those, don't worry about people who you lose. Baby, they may have been there just for a season. I don't care. They may have been there for a season. Let them walk in their season and walk right on up out of your life. It's okay. But what we do is we allow ourselves, we lose ourselves in the approval of other people. We lose ourselves, and then we get mad at people because they're not treating us the way that we think that they should be treating us. That's in our marriage. That's in our relationship with our friends, our relationship with our families, and our church relationships, in our work relationships. So I don't know who this is for on this morning, but I encourage you, okay? I know what God has created for me to be, and I ain't even going to say it on this morning because I know and I can stand on it, okay? I encourage you to get to know who you are. Ask yourself, why do you get bothered by this, upset by that, whatever the case may be. Examine the people that you are in relationship with. I don't care what form that it's in, church, work, home, family, whatever the case may be. Examine that. And is it exhausting you, or is it encouraging you? Do you have people that's draining and pulling from you? Or do you have people and surround yourself with people who speak life and speak into you and pour into you like you pour into them? A lot of y'all are still tired because that's all you do is pour into others, but they don't reciprocate, and then you low-key get mad. Do this, because this is something that I've done. I started last year, actually, when a good friend had made mention. I had prayed and went to God and said, God, surround me with those that you desire to be encamped around me. We surround ourselves and try to get the approval of people that are not for us. They are against us. They're not for our marriage. They're not for our family. They don't know how to encourage. But for some reason, we keep them around, and then we get mad because they don't reciprocate that which we're pouring out. So do not lose yourself trying to dress, think, talk, be, act the way that the world wants you to do, the way that people. And that's why a lot of people probably don't like Shan. I ain't even going to include the kings. It's because I don't give a John Brown what you think, as long as God is happy, as long as my husband is happy. But even with that, like I was saying with the long and the short hair, I had to tell my husband, baby, for all these years, we've been married over, I think it was 19 years at that point. I don't even like long hair. I was doing it for you, trying to make you happy. You know what I'm saying? But it starts with us. Happiness starts with us. It starts within us. So again, I don't know who this is for on this morning, but I pray that you eat the meat and you spit out the bones, which means, for those who don't understand, take what is applicable to you, and that which is not, it's okay. But share this, because y'all don't understand how many people are battling and going through right now. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I feel it when I come around people. Like, this gift of discernment is something real, and there are a lot of people who are literally suffering in silence. So this message may not be for you, but it may be for someone else. You don't know who's on the brink of thinking about taking their own life because they've tried to do all the things that they feel that they, thought that they was doing that was right, and it wasn't doing nothing but draining them. And they don't want to even live anymore. Y'all don't understand how often I hear these stories. And I'm not talking about in a counseling session. I'm talking about in everyday life. So, join us tonight for Marriage Mondays with the Kings at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on KRGN 98.5 FM, The Rock. We're going to be on with the amazing couple. We're going to be talking about love and business, and they killing it. You hear me? In this business game. So whether you single or married, join us tonight. Mr. Roderick and Mrs. Latrice Jones will be on. They are the owners of Exquisite and Elegant Designs. Tonight, if you want to watch the show, go to our YouTube channel, Marriage Mondays with the Kings. Ensure that you subscribe first, so that way there is no interruptions at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'll be back with you all in 2 weeks, because next week is a national holiday here in the United States. So please take heed to these words that I shared on this morning. I don't know what you're going through. You don't even have to share with me what you're going through, but I can feel people, and I know they're still yet struggling. So for those of you who pray, just pray. Pray for those who are struggling and suffering in silence. Pray for yourself, those around you, but definitely pray for those individuals, because it's a lot of all ages, okay? So y'all have a blessed 2 weeks. Don't let anybody steal your joy. Share this because it's free. Be a blessing and not a curse. And your girl Shan will be back with you in 2 weeks with whatever it is that God placed on my heart. So God bless you and blessings to you.